Hey! Saloon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jackfruits. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. First thing I'm going to do is give a shout out to everybody that dropped a comment before the show started. Shout out to Brandon Washington. Salute, my brother. Very happy to have you up in here. He said, hey, Fruits, what's good? BBN fan, bam, salutes. All of the salutes. Also says, make sure you guys hit that like button on the, that's all of the great ideas. Also, hit that like button on the way in. Always good times. And shout out to Nervin Numbers. He says, what up, Jack? We live tonight. We all of the lives. Now, I want to say something real quick, and I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I am not calling you a communist if you are part of the Democratic Party. I don't believe that the Democratic Party is right now, currently, being led by the people who they should be being led by, and that is the people, because we the people. So I don't believe that the Democratic Party is currently doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, that the people would want them to be doing. I'm about to give you an example in 2 seconds, that the people would want them to be doing. And I think the things that they are doing that I'm going to be saying are communists. I'm not saying that the people want these things. I'm saying that the individuals who are the heads of the Democratic Party are pushing these things. So I want that to be clear. I don't want anybody to feel attacked, because I am in no way speaking about the individuals who are actually a part of the voting, the voters. For many years, I was a Democrat myself. Let me say this right before we get to everything. For many years, I was a Democrat myself. I went in there, it said, who you voting for? I was voting for the Democrat. And then, you know what? We're going to go all the way down the ticket. You understand how that works? So for years, I voted Democrat. I stopped voting Democrat when I stopped voting. And I stopped voting when there weren't any people out there that were pushing the type of politics that I agreed with. I decided that abstaining from giving a vote, if both parties aren't going to be trying to do the things in this nation, in this city, in my borough that I agreed with, how could I then vote for them? I don't believe in going with the lesser of two evils. I believe in starving. Integrity isn't the thing that you have because other people say that you have it. So let's get to the show. I want to be clear. The Democratic Party, the people who are running the Democratic Party, the individuals who are in control, the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, the Barack Obamas of the world, the Kamala Harris's of the world, the Joe Biden and Hunter Biden of the world. Because Hunter's allegedly in other countries doing big deals and making things happen. So we're not going to act like he's not also a thing. And even if he's not going over to these places and saying, I'm them American Democrats, when he operates and does something, and the people who he's doing business with know that the individuals in America that's going to benefit are the Democrats, and who is coming over there to do business with them. Now, with that being said, The reason why Kamala Harris can't talk is because her politics are communism. I'm going to explain something. So just recently, Donald Trump said, let's talk about before recently. Donald Trump brung the Medicaid charge for insulin to $35, right? This was a thing that he did. He campaigned on this. We all saw it. It's not a thing that we do not know that happened. It happened. So now what is Kamala pushing recently? What was she saying? Do we forget? Now all of a sudden she says that her and Joe Biden is the one that did that. Remember when Joe Biden came into office and the first thing he started doing was tearing up a lot of the things, the treaties and different bills that Trump had already put into place, because he wanted to, he was like, yo, Trump did it, but he didn't know the right way to do it. He did it the wrong way. So what we're going to do is we're going to destroy the way that Trump does. He did it because he's a screw up. You know, Trump is a big liar. He never tells the truth. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it the better way so everybody benefit, because the way Trump did it, the way Trump did it, I got it correct. The way Trump did it, the only people that benefited was his rich friends. Now, I want to be clear about something. I want everybody to go look up the richest Americans. Why don't we? We got ability to do all of this together, can't we? Let's see if we can do this together. Let's do this all the way together at the same time. People are going to be so riddled with understanding what we're doing if we do it at the same. Don't mind me. I'm getting rid of some screens that was unnecessary. All right, so let me move this out the way for a second. So just so we can be clear, we're looking up the richest people in America, right? Right? Okay, Elon Musk. He on whose side is he on? He with Trump right now, correct? Because he pissed because his son, his only son, apparently went the LGBTQ route, and now, you know, took the hormone blockers, which really aren't hormone blockers. What they are is drugs that they use to sterilize people. So when they keep saying they're giving these kids hormone blockers, what they're actually doing is giving the drug like to the people like that be in prison that got to get castrated, chemically castrated. So that's actually what they're doing, just so we can be clear for the people that don't know. Anyway, so, all right, so Elon Musk, he with Trump. Jeff Bezos, we already know who he's with, Democrat. Last time Mark Zuckerberg was with the Democrats, he isn't currently anymore for reasons. Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle, with a net worth of $140 billion. I don't know much about him. If anybody knows, let me know. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. Now, how many of those people look like they Trump friends? One? Let's go down here to these guys. One? So who are these Trump friends that the Democrats keep telling y'all about? Because explain it to me. Maybe Bloomberg? So who are these Trump friends that the Democrats is always talking about? I don't want to know. Because this looks like a list of anti-Trump people, with the exception of Elon Musk. And maybe Mark Zuckerberg. Just wanted to point that out. Brandon Washington says, you want to follow the money, see where it's all coming from, where it's going. I don't know if you want to go that deep. So we're going to go into their communist politics in 2 seconds, but I want to address this. So basically it's saying that they should be wanting to follow the money in regards of what's happening with the overseas antics of Hunter Biden. And I agree with you. Don't get this confused. But I'm saying that they had the dude that testified in front of Congress, Klaus Schwab. They had the dude that testified in front of Congress. The he worked over here in like the FBI or something. I forgot his name. We did a whole thing on it. I got notes on it somewhere. Anyway, in any regard, so he testified in front of Congress, and what he had said was, we actually have the video up on the page with Hunter Biden. Hold on. So what he had said is that when these entities was doing business with Hunter Biden overseas, they were they were doing business with the understanding that in reality they were doing business with Joe Biden. That was bananas. Joe Biden. Globalist and the guy who said you will own nothing and be happy, and they're the ones wanting us to. That's a fact. Oh, good evening, Kyra. How you doing? So hold on. I'm gonna check something real quick. Okay, hold on. Really? Got the N E. All right. Cool. Let's go. Really? All right. So we did a video on it. I go to directly to my page. Niggas pissed. And basically what had happened is Hunter Biden was doing deals with these other countries, and he was doing deals with these other countries with the understanding that Joe Biden was also attached to it. So that's why I wanted to comment on that real quick, even though I know it took forever because I started coming over here and looking for the video. Boom, boom, boom. Hunter Biden indicted on gun charges. Sheesh. Hunter Biden laptop real. And that one is just, it don't tell me. All right. World Economic Forum is the one with influential people of the whole world. They have strategically placed people everywhere in power and are now following their agenda. Well, yeah. So basically, globalism. That's the issue for everybody that don't get it. So and this is just my opinion, as an American, right? Like, as if you were in France, let's say, right? Let's say you was French, you lived in France, right? Boom. Now, when your government make policy over there, and I'm saying a country in Europe on purpose, because there's more other countries over there, while in contrast over here in America, like we just sandwich between Canada and Mexico, but over there, you got France and you got all those other countries also, right? So boom. So if you lived in France, would you want the people who run your country, knowing that you are surrounded directly by other countries, by people that could get there like this, right? Would you want the people who run your country to treat them when they come to your country better than they treat you? So that's basically the issue that we have right now with the Democratic Party, because it's they're trying. Okay, so I want to go backwards real quick. So their Trump card was, well, first of all, shout out to Millie Martini. She has just become a YouTube member. Salute, baby girl. Very happy that I was baby girl. If it isn't, I don't know what you know what. Salute person. Does that work? Salute person. Does that work? Just being funny. You over there doing your thing. With that being said, so when the Democratic Party says that everybody, they have an intention of everybody ending up at the same place. We all can't start at the same place, but we can all end up at the same place. This is what Kamala Harris has said. I think that might be her words verbatim. So when they're saying we can't all start at the same place, but we can all end at the same place, is that something that is fair? Is that something that you want? I'm going to say something real quick. I've always had an issue with that everyone gets a trophy mindset, because I think that whole mindset was just created for people who couldn't do better or chose not to try to do better. That's a better way to put it, because anybody could be successful at anything if they put their mind to it. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. You got unathletic people in sports that are in professional sports being successful, just so we can be clear. You have people who, if you look at them right now, you'll be like, what happened? Were they ever intelligent? And they used to be attorney generals. Yeah, I'm definitely a patriot, man. That's a fact. And vice presidents. So I say all that to say this, and I want it to be clear. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I don't want anybody to get this twisted. In my belief, what the Democratic Party is doing is trying to make it so that everybody has the same, right? So then that means that nothing has any value. Do you get it? If everybody, no matter how hard they worked, no matter how much effort they put into something, if everybody still had to end up at the same place, why would anybody be exceptional? If we don't have exceptional people, how can we push through to the future? I'm just saying. So we got to be mindful. Communism is dangerous. Go look up bread lines. Those happen in communist countries. Y'all already complaining about how much food. We are already complaining about how much the food is. What do you think is going to happen after Kamala Harris gets back into office and then decides the way we're going to fix this problem is we're going to make it so that you have to sell this at that rate. So now the company can't make money selling it. So guess what that company is going to do? That company is going to stop manufacturing whatever that is. Guess who's going to start manufacturing it? America. Do you understand communism? What did Kamala Harris say? She wanted to snatch people's patents. Are they trying to prevent people from having individual ownership? That sounds like they're trying to prevent people from having individual ownership. They will snatch your patent if it's good. Let's look at this vote real quick. We have 19 people that already voted. The question was, do you think the Democrats, do you think the Democrats are moving like communists? 63% has said yes, 16% said no, and 21% said they just want to see the results. So more people want to see the results than people that don't believe that these guys are moving like communists. Just wanted to point that out. Also, shout out to Gorilla Edibles. This is my Gorilla Edibles merch. Shout out to Gorilla Edibles. Shout out to Gorilla Edibles. What up, Tyrone Church? Shame on what people? Please be more specific. I would love to respond to the comment, but I need to know what the comment is full of. Gold or shout out to Gorilla Edibles. With that being said, this is a Gorilla Edible shirt. Look these guys up. See if they got more of these. Everybody, that's I let y'all get a little bit closer look. Fire. Also, my only shirt that's a flag. My only shirt that's a flag. He gave me some merch. I wear it. Shout out to him. You give me merch, I promise you. It's gonna be on the show too at some point. I wore this a ton of times. I just never said nothing. With that being said, tomorrow, as we all know, is Labor Day. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens because so far on these holidays that are about America, Donald Trump has been knocking them out of the park, and Kamala Harris has been shitting the bed. So it'll be nice to see what happens. It'll be cool to see what happens. Anyway, let's get back on their communist ways. Also, did y'all see Tim Walz run from a question? I'll show y'all the clip real quick. I should have brought it in here. Don't worry, if we do morning coffee, I'll have everything lined up, I think. I'm saying I'm thinking. Oh, shoot, she a cutie. His mom, she is super cutie. Hold on. Shout out to Shorty, super cutie. Shout out to, what's her account? So y'all can go follow her. I don't know if y'all can see it. Super cutie. Underscore his moon. Underscore his mom. I need glasses, y'all. Underscore his moon. She is taken, just so y'all know. In any regard. What did I pick up my phone for? That happens all the time. That's why we stop picking up the phone. Labor Day is tomorrow. Forgot what I picked the phone up for. If anybody want to remind me. Anyway, so Tim Walz. Oh, that's why I picked up the phone. So there was I just might as well give myself a view. Tim Walz runs away from reporter. What the hell? That's up. So he's supposed to be running for a seat in the highest office, singular office, in America. And so they come to him with a question that it's actually a question that is supposed to be asked of a president, a vice president, a senator, a politician. We had Americans die on foreign land. No, that wasn't Americans. That was the Gaza people. Any regard. I'm thinking about the Hillary Clinton thing. Pardon me. But they had hostages that died in Gaza that they found. I don't know if it was tortured or whatever the case is. So I'm assuming this is Israel or whatever the case is. That was the hostages were. So what are they going to do now? He can't comment because this is all Joe Biden's fault. Kamala Harris is part of Joe Biden's administration, the vice president, the second in charge. So I'm gonna explain to y'all, just because, why not? Kamala Harris is in an unwinnable situation. First, she is one of the most disliked politicians ever. This isn't one of the most disliked politicians now. We're saying ever. I don't think people get it. I don't even know how she kept winning her seat, wherever the hell she came from. But she is literally one of the most disliked politicians ever. Like if she was any more disliked, she wouldn't have won the seat. With that being said, what did she run against? Like a mummy? Like what could she have ran against in any regard? She is one of the most disliked politicians ever. When she ran for president, it was like either 0.01. That was like the percentage she had. That's crazy. She was the first person to drop out. After homegirl ate her up in the debate, and it was just like, you know what? I'm going home. They asked her about the see, this is the thing. They're flying, allegedly. They're flying people from other countries into America, creating them into immigrants. Like these people are perfectly legal in their country, America. The Biden administration is putting them on planes and flying them to America, creating them to be illegal. Why would you think they would try to stop people from coming across the border? You got the Hells Angels headed up to Aurora, Colorado. I saw somebody that had the nerve to go into one of the comment sections and say that those dudes was a cult. What the hell are you talking about? They about to do some stop people that ain't from America from taking advantage of people that is from America shit. And what you decide to do is you're going to take this as an opportunity to make it about politics. You see, the Constitution said that we're supposed to have a militia. Imagine imagine how bad it would be if there was no Second Amendment. Imagine how bad it'd be. Also, where did these guys get these guns from? Right? Because they're coming over the border without guns, right? Allegedly. We don't know. We don't even know if these dudes is getting checked. No, Kamala Harris wants to take our First Amendment. You didn't hear? No. Kamala Harris wants to take our First Amendment away from us. Hold on. You might not have heard. I think I got it. Hold on. No, Kamala Harris want to come after the First Amendment. Communists. Look. It's just jump.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
I want to explain something. So the Republican Party is about less government and the Democratic Party is about more government. What she just explained was more government. Now, I would love for somebody to explain to me why the government should get involved in such a matter. Just so we could be clear, what she had said is that on one of them platforms, remember when one of them platforms, Trump had got kicked from it. So she was upset that Trump got kicked from one, but didn't get kicked from the other. But in reality, she's upset that Trump made his own. And they can't do nothing about what he says over there. But she can't say that. But that's really what the issue is. Because Trump will go on Truth and say whatever the hell, and there's nothing they could do about it. But if they made a law that if one platform, if you did something that they deemed was irredeemable and you got kicked off of one platform, you get kicked off of every platform, then he'd even have to get kicked off his own platform. Yo, we live, fam. He'd even have to get kicked off his own platform. So they already told you she's going to sign a bill to take away people's gun rights. And right here, she's saying that she also wants to prevent people from saying things that they don't want people to say. Basically, is what she said. Salute. Shout out to Gaddy. Yep, or the First Amendment. So just so we could be clear, no, I don't want no misunderstanding. They've already spoken about taking people's gun rights. So, see, they have an issue. I'm going to explain to you what the issue is. The issue is they don't really care if we have handguns. Because they're not trying to really take any guns that I might have or any guns that most of y'all might have. They want to take the assault rifles away from them dudes over there in the hills. From them boys down in Texas. From the people that Trump would say move and they might just move. They want to take those guys' assault rifles away from them. Because remember, no matter how much military they get, there's still more Americans. You do understand that, correct? So they want those dudes assault rifles because handguns, they don't care. They're going to take those also, but that's not what they after. They after the assault rifles. They want to make sure that nobody got nothing that can shoot through a freaking Kevlar. They don't want it to. Y'all seen the movie Civil War? I seen the movie Civil War. I'm going to say a couple of things real quick. I actually thought it was good. They left out a lot of shit and they left a lot of things ambiguous that I was fine with. The ending, I didn't like so much. But there were parts of that movie that were absolutely genius. And the number one thing that I liked about the movie is that they never explained why everything went to hell. You don't never know. Anyway, you don't never know. Ending was just. I'm going to tell you what happened. They was trying to make a point. The DEI shit kicked in. Nerve and Numbers. Shout out to Nerve and Numbers. He says, Kamala Harris, terrible. Let's get back on Kamala Harris specifically. So I want to say something. You know what I believe the main reason why they do not want her talking about nothing to no one? They don't, because she can't talk. One, she sounds like she drinks a lot. I don't know if anybody else here knows anybody that drinks a lot. She sounds like she drinks a lot. She sounds like she never really actually has come down from her hangover. Right? Like she still never really came down from being drunk. She just got to just go through the next day. You understand? If that makes any sense. Because, you know, if you consistently drink every day, your body actually never gets rid of the alcohol. Like you're just basically always drunk. Nerve and Number says, Jack, you heard about Tim Wolf's brother came out and said he's terrible and he's not the right person for the job. We'll be voting for Trump. I don't really care too much about what family says about an individual because why did he come out something specific or did it just because it's probably a lot of times family just hate, you know, like family just hate. Did he come out for something specific? Trump got a nephew, I believe, that said that he's going to be voting for Harris. So I have to give both situations the same energy. And that's the energy that I gave for the other situation. Is that fair? Just asking. For myself, not a friend. Also, we had a drop. Shout out to Brandon Washington for the $25 drop. Brandon Washington pulls up to the saloon. As he gets out of the wagon, the ladies is already looking out the window. They see him. They heard that he was coming to town. They're so happy about the fact that Brandon Washington is pulling up. Every last one of these ladies want to be his ladies for tonight. He steps out of the coach. He looks both ways. The block says, "Hey, I think that's B. B who? Big B." As he steps out of the coach, the special shocks that this coach had to have made for it because of all of his extreme muscular territories upon his bone structures causes for the cab to bounce. He gets out, he walks into the saloon. Everybody turns around. Brandon Washington looks to his left. He sees a dude. The dude sees Brandon. Everybody knows what this is. It was a standoff. People jump up from their tables to clear a lane. This Big B turns, squares up, looks at the guy, then turns slightly to the inside and angles. The guy's still sitting at the table. He hasn't had the chance to get up yet, knowing that any move might have a slug ricochet off the inside of the back of his cranium. He says, "Do we gotta do this here?" Big B says, "Ain't it on sight?" The man knees the table. As the table flies up, he gets down on one of his knees to the side. He pulls out he goes for his holster on his left-hand side. He starts shooting through the table. But as he's shooting through the table, B is shooting back at him through the table. And he can see the table exploding from his side as it also explodes from the other side. He turns to the side on this way and he rolls and he tucks and does a whole roll. B runs in the opposite direction as he's coming into the saloon, going towards the bar. As the guy's rolling this way, B is running that way. They're shooting at each other as they doing all of the tussles. B jumps over the bar. As he gets down on the other side of the bar, he ducks down. He starts emptying the shells out of his gun, and he starts reloading. And then he says, "Did I get ya?" The guy shouts back, "Nah, how about you?" B starts checking his body. "Think I'm good?" The guy says, "I'm gonna make a break for the door. I don't want no problems with you, Big B. I just stopped in here for a game of cards and some sarsaparillas and some whiskeys. I didn't even go upstairs to the girls." Big B says, "Not a problem. I think you should make your way to the door." The guy says, "Oh, it's gonna be like that." What he didn't know is Big B had a whole grenade. He pulls the pin and throws the pin. As the pin is flying through the air, the guy aims up, actually hits the pin. When he hits the pin, Well, not the pin didn't make that noise when he hit it. That was the gun going off. There's a really big gun. B throws the grenade. When he goes up to shoot the grenade, he sees what the grenade is. He runs and jumps out of the window. But as he's trying to jump out the window, B turns around and gets up on the counter of the bar and he starts shooting. He shoots the guy through the bottom of his foot. All of the other shots miss. As the grenade goes off and blows up my bar, B jumps over the bar. He starts running outside. As he gets out to the door, you can see the dude at the edge of town on his horse. Next time. Shout out to Brandon Washington for the $25 drop. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. I didn't think I wanted anybody to be killed tonight. With that being said, let's get back to what we was talking about. We talk politics on this channel, and sometimes we just have a little bit of fun. I was having fun. Saloon is open. Saloon is open. With that being said, Saloon is open. With that being said, let's get back to what we was talking about. So Tim Walz's brother came out and said whatever the hell he said. But I'm gonna treat that with the same energy that I treated. For everybody that don't know, I don't know if I put it up there already. I'm gonna treat that with the same energy that I'm gonna treat when Trump's nephew came out. I just want us to understand that somebody's family saying something about them doesn't necessarily make the thing that they're saying true. We look at a lot of heroes in history, right? People who we might look up to or think, not all obviously, but some. And many of them came from families that they were rejected from for the same exact principles that they looked up for. Just a point. Nervin number says Kamala couldn't even give an answer on what she will do on day one. That's what no one was put there. I'm assuming you're talking about day one. See, there is an answer. The problem is the answer is not what the public wants to hear. The problem is the things that they want to do. They know that people know better. You do understand that she's backing up off of all of the policies that she's been preaching for years. She's been completely against fracking. She was like, we're going to no fracking. Fracking is over. Right? She's been saying this since 2020 or some shit. 2019. I think she like flip-flopped a couple of times and said, you know what, we're going to frack. And then she'd be like, you know what, we ain't going to frack. So how can you trust what she's going to do when she get into office? So let's get rid of fracking. They said that the border is this whole entire time they were saying there's nothing wrong with the border, right? The border's doing incredible. That's what the border czar was telling us, right? So why would she be saying on day one she's gonna get some kind of bipartisan thing? She's gonna get some kind of, if there's a filibuster about some bill that's supposed to fix the border. What? But B word, weren't you saying that there's nothing wrong with the border? They asked you about what kind of job Biden did, and all you did was talk about how great it was, which really should, because you're part of his administration. But also, when they ask you questions about fixing things, you talk about doing things that are, for the most part, the contrast of what Biden is doing. So explain it to me. That's all I'm asking. I would like an explanation. I would like to know what's really going on. Because the voters shouldn't have to know the answer if you haven't given one. So people shouldn't go up to a person who, plans, even if they plan on voting for Kamala, they plan and be like, yo, so what's her policy? And if they can't tell you, she hasn't said it. They're not actually at fault. The only fault they can have is for voting for somebody that they don't know what their policies are. That's the only fault that you could lay to their feet. You can't lay to their feet any actual policy or lack of policy from her. Now, if she gave a policy and then they don't know it, then yeah, lunch meat. Go to work. Get them. But if she's not saying any policies, but they're like, I'm historically voted Democrat. I got to see what they're going to do. I just can't find myself voting Republican. I don't agree with that mindset, but it is your right to have it. Yeah, they're blaming Trump for anything is insane. So you've been in the administration for 3.5 years. You've been vice president. Joe Biden's been president, and you're trying to tell me I haven't been able to fix a thing that Trump has done. But on day one, he taught like 90-something damn things that Trump did. So what are you talking about? Why didn't y'all just tear that thing up and then do what y'all want? Oh, you did. That's where the problem came from. Nervin Number says Trump is a businessman. He knows how the economy works. So basically, the stock market. Let's talk about the stock market for 1 second. So the stock market generally works like this. When the people who are purchasing, the buyers, have faith in the product, they buy the stock. When they're losing faith in the product, they sell the stock. So the stock market is usually doing well when people are buying stock, right? Now, when you have policy and you're creating policy that makes it easy to do business, then people are going to look at these businesses that they will want to buy stock from and say, well, there has been laws and bills that have been created that we know that that company is going to take advantage of. So we can predict that they're going to be successful. So therefore, I would like to put money into that business. I would like to buy some stock. I want to own some of that. Right? Correct? So when there's an administration that they create policy that doesn't do anything except for make it more difficult to do business, then what are people going to do? They're not going to buy stock. They're going to sell the stock that they do have, that the companies that they believe are now going to, suffer because of the policies that have been created by the government. It's making it harder for them to do business. So now pay attention to every single thing that Kamala Harris says whenever they're talking about the economy. Their whole thing is to make it more difficult for the people that are doing business to do business. So why would anyone think that they're going to do anything that's going to benefit the economy in any way? It's beyond me. This is why I can't have conversations with people. Because nobody's going to sit there and have me explain all of that shit if they don't already know it. They're going to say I'm crazy. What's your thoughts on saying Trump is too old? Trump has never smoked or drank in his life, allegedly. Think about that for a moment. So my issue, because I want younger politicians, right? But one of the main reasons why I want younger politicians is because it's not that I want younger politicians as much as I don't want career politicians anymore. Most of these dudes really ain't good enough to be holding those seats for like 10 years. This is bananas. They're not doing enough for the American people to keep those seats. So I think that's my issue more than age. We have a lot of people that run our government that are trying to fix the problems. You've heard me say this a ton of times from other decades, from other eras. They're trying to fix the problems of the 70s in 2020. What now? So that's my issue more than age, just so we could be clear. Now, with that being said, yes, I think Trump is too old. But we've backed ourselves into a corner. And we need the person that knows how to do the thing. Trump knows how to do the thing. But is he too old? Yes. Why do you think J.D. Vance is there? He knows he's too old. This is just what I believe. I believe he's genuinely running for president because he genuinely wants to fix America and the rest of the world. Because if you fix America, you fix the rest of the world. I think it's genuine. A lot of people can't recognize the look of someone doing something that they don't want to do, but they know that they have to. Because it's out of their hands. That's the look Trump has a lot of the time. I don't really want to do this. But if I don't do it, there's really literally no one else. I wish we took politics more serious. Because if we did, people like AOC would have never got elected. I wish we took politics more serious. Because if we did, then you don't have freaking Meg Thee Stallion twerking at the Democratic convention or rally or whatever that was. I think it was a rally. You won't have that. I wish we took politics more seriously. And I wish we had the ability to recognize change. Because we literally keep voting people into the offices that just continue with the same agenda as the previous administration. And that's what happens when you just vote Democrat every time, even when you just vote Republican every time. Basically all that happens. What's your thoughts when people say he doesn't understand the middle class? He grew up with a silver spoon. Trump wants to cut payroll tax. Who's going to benefit more than the middle class? Who's going to benefit more than the people that's starting businesses? Who's going to benefit more than people that got small businesses? So are we paying attention to what people are saying or what people are doing? I know politics. I'm here. I'm here with it, man. Eat, sleeping, and shit in that shit for a minute now. Nerve and Number says Trump came to the Bronx. I went to that rally. It was packed. People were so kind and nice, except for the Democrats. And this one lady So let me tell y'all what happened real quick. So I go to the event. Shout out to Metro. Metro. Shout out to Moto. So I go to the damn convention. Moto gonna meet me, right? So I get there way before him. I get on the line. I'm almost all the way to the front of the line. Then he gets there, right? So I'm like, yo, fuck that. I'm gonna go back and go get him. You know what I'm saying? Because like I thought I had to go with what the ticket was that was on my phone. So I thought I needed for him to be with me so I could show the ticket that I had, that it was his ticket, because I had 2 tickets or whatever. But I just realized that that's actually for them to be able to count the people that's going to be there for one. The people who are, that's how they know how many they think are going to be there. So he don't be lying when he be like, yo, we got a fucking 20,000 in the building. We got another 60,000 outside, because they already know 60,000 people 100,000 people. What I said, 20 inside, 80,000 people, 80,000 people tried to get tickets. So that's how come I know he don't be lying in any regard. So I go back and I've been loud the whole day. So I've been very noticeable, right? I've made a lot of friends. Just I don't know no other way to put it. So I walk out, I go get him, and on the way back, everybody basically saw me walk out. So nobody's really having an issue because they've been seeing me. I've been making mad jokes. I've been cracking the whole spot up. Like I'm telling you, like I've been on go. You feel me? So I was making mad jokes. We were loud. The section I was in was loud. So in a good manner, we was having a good time. So on the way back, first this black lady make a comment like I'm trying to cut the line, and she said some like weird thing to me. I don't know what she said. Like I was like trying to do some weird shit, and that activated the white Karen. She got activated. So what I'm assuming happened was this. They both saw me walk past them, because they did, because I looked at them and they saw me walk past them. They was just like, if he walked back, we not letting him come back. So when I came back, they wanted to pretend. But what had happened was the whole little circle that I was with, them niggas started speaking up. Whole bunch of white niggas. They started going, and I approve. Moto was there. He'll tell you what happened. Matter of fact, we already told you the story. They was like, yo, come on, girl. He's over here. So I went back over there with them. I went back to telling jokes. Matter of fact, we was telling jokes about her for like a good 5 minutes. She was getting flamed. In any regard, yeah, Trump came to the Bronx, and it was a lot of people there. How many ever he said was there is how many ever tapped in to get a ticket. They know. That's how come I'm trying to tell you. He's not lying whenever he talks about how many people is at the arena. And on top of that, they send you fucking notifications every damn day. Just so y'all niggas can know I'm not capping. I didn't know what I was signing up for, but I signed up for some shit. So they send me notifications every day. So every single day, Trump is sending out millions and millions of notifications. Because he's sending out notifications to anybody who ever went and got a ticket. Genius. I'm assuming all of them do this. It's the first time I ever went to a political event. I'm assuming they all do this, and they ask for money. And so, this is how they be raising their cash. So now the next time they need to raise cash, he sends out the thing. He'd be like, yo, it's drop 5. So now Trump got 5 million people that just dropped $5, and some of them probably not even going to drop 5. They're going to drop 20. Some of them are going to drop 100. Don't matter. It's still, 10 million people. That's another thing that they're really mad at him about. That the people love Trump. But the issue is this. So we've always loved Trump. People just started acting like they didn't like Trump. A lot of us got pissed off because of the Central Park 5 shit. That's just a fact. It is what it is. But what do they still call when something outdoes something else? Trumping it, right? What's the biggest card in the deck? The Trump card, right? I was watching a freaking foreign movie the other day. It could have been like a Korean movie or something, right? And they was like, yo, something, something, something. And they used Trump as a verb. Like that thing trumped the other thing. So now, Trump is different, fam. They jealous of him. They have people in other countries holding rallies, begging Trump to go over there and do a speech. I shit you not. That's bananas. Other countries want Trump to go do a speech. What the fuck is he doing a speech over there for? They just want to hear him talk shit about the liberals? No, that you know what? That's exactly why they want him. And that's a good reason. Shout out to those guys. I just thought about that shit. I'm like, what in the hell could they want him to come over there for? To talk about America? Then I was like, oh no, they mad at their liberals also. For everybody that don't know, they're having a real terrible immigrant problems over there also. But the difference between America and over there is that they don't have any guns. See, them immigrants know better. You think they're gonna pull up with that bullshit in Texas? You think they're gonna pull up with that bullshit in Texas? They know what states to go to. Even when they do the bullshit over here in New York, they not taking over. As far as I know, I didn't see them down there in New York projects trying to take over. You think they're gonna go to some New York project buildings and try to move in on them niggas? Where? Nervin Number says Trump gave a voice to people who wasn't being heard for decades. I'm gonna agree with you. The Democratic Party is not the voice of the people. The people don't want higher taxes. That's all the Democrats talk about, raising taxes. They just say, no, we're not raising on you, though. We're going to raise it on some other guys. So they want you to be douchebags, too. They agree on that. You don't want it to happen to you, but let's make it happen to some other people. So they also want you to agree with being a douchebag. Right? Just saying. Just saying. People don't want food that is 25. I think it went up 40% since Trump was in office. It's crazy. I don't understand what that means. Under Trump, never seen so many people was eating. You need to rewrite that sentence. I don't understand it. I can't put it up there. Maybe it's my reading is not fundamental enough. The first property. Salute. So I say all that to say this. Democrats are definitely, they can't let her talk. Because all of her policies is going to be communist policies. Everything that comes out of her mouth is communism. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Shit. You can see me sweating. I'm absolutely flabbergasted that, other Democrats are saying, "Hey, that's communism over there. Yeah, we're not trying to do communism." But they're not. They all for it. Under Trump, a lot of people have money in their pockets. That's a fact. That's a fact. And like, communism bad. Like it's like fire. Communism is bad, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. These guys are bananas, but they love it. I don't know. I don't know. They love it though. Trump is billionaire. He doesn't need the job. He cares about. That's the point that I was just making earlier. Trump doesn't have to be president. Him being the president isn't doing anything for him. This is they just tried to kill him. You think he would still keep going to be the president if it wasn't more than money? You think if it wasn't more than money, he would have been was like, you know what, this is just, I can't do this. They done took him to court how many times? In how many different states? For how many different charges and different crimes, alleged crimes and alleged charges? They couldn't get him on the thing because the Supreme Court upheld actual law. And then what did they do? Now they talking about how they want to destroy the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, like they want to destroy this. These people are evil, man. I don't know what to tell you. I just remember when you see me laugh like that, it's because I'm just in that moment remembering. Yep, Trump didn't take the president's salary. Nobody talks about that, Jack. No, they don't talk about that. No, they don't talk about that. That don't even make sense. He's a billionaire. Why would he take that's crumbs to him? He donated his salary. For everybody that don't know. God's a good God. We all make mistakes. It's not the mistake. It's what we do after the mistake. It's what the cover up. It's always about the cover up. What did they do to cover it up? It's always about the cover up. It's never really about the mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, man. It's about the cover up. Anyway, Saloon is open, by the way. Y'all could rewind. Brandon Washington had pulled up to the Saloon earlier. He had a whole shootout. Yeah, because once he turned Republican, that means that his money and resources was going to the Republican Party. And they already knew that he was a big asset for the Republicans. So once he turned Republican, then they were like, whatever the hell we're trying to do, they're gonna. And why did he even turn Republican? And why did he start going against the start talking about he was going to run for president in the first place? Because Barack Obama won. Everybody forget about that. I'm starting to believe him now that Barack Obama is not an American citizen. I believe it now. You want to know why? Not because there's any proof of anything, but because I'm seeing all of this shit that Trump said is a thing that they said he was lying about. And it seems like every single thing that they said he was wrong about or that he was lying about is true. Everything. So yeah, that nigga is not an American, fam. Where he say he was born at? Over there. What country he said Barack was born at? That's where Barack was born, fam. Every single thing that they say Trump lied about it be a fact. It be a whole fact. Everything. Tell me something they said Trump lied about. Tell me something that Trump lied. Hawaii is part of America. Tell me something that Trump lied about that isn't true. They say he was born somewhere else, man. He's saying he was born in Hawaii. Tell me something that they said Trump lied about that Trump actually lied about. How about that? Because they stay saying he lied. But every time we find out the truth, he was telling the truth. So I'm starting to believe Barack Obama ain't American, fam. Just saying. Having nothing to do with any new information. Really? That he lost the election? That's the thing he's lying about? That's what you're saying. I just want to be clear on this. That he lost the election. That's the thing that you're saying he's lying about, correct? I'll put that up on the screen for you. I just want to know if that's what you're saying before I respond. I'm very happy to respond. Is that what you're saying? He said that he didn't lose the election. Well, that's a funny thing. So apparently the question is Georgia. The reason why he lost the election is because he lost Georgia, correct? Just so we're gonna slow walk this. Just so we're gonna slow walk this. So he lost the election. Basically, Georgia was the state that if he wins Georgia, he wins the election, correct? Right? So you do know about the almost 400,000 illegal votes, right? You know about those? Because I did a video on it. There was about 360,000 illegal votes. Do you know how many votes Trump lost Georgia by? Less than 5,000. So no, he wasn't wrong. He didn't lose the election. Just saying. Anything else? Anybody has a real thing that he said that isn't true? A real thing that they said he was lying about and he was actually lying. Anybody got a real thing? Can't think. There isn't one. Every single thing that I know about that they said that Trump lied about, he's been telling the truth. Now, is there a chance that he said something and he lied and I just didn't hear it? There's 100% a chance of that. I haven't heard every word that's come out of that man's mouth. So there could be a thing that he's lying about. I just haven't heard it. So maybe that's the shit they talking about. The stuff that only they hear. Nobody else hears it. Just like those people. Nobody else hears it. So maybe that's what they're talking about. What do I know? So yeah, no, I don't have no new evidence But based off the fact that they continuously say that Trump is lying when he's actually was not lying, now I think every single time that they said Trump was lying, he was telling the truth. Certain people don't lie, fam. Trump doesn't come across to me as somebody that lied. Most winners don't lie, fam. People that are just used to being a winner, they don't lie. That's one of the reasons why I be knowing niggas. I'm taking these shoes off. That's one of the reasons why I be knowing niggas that really don't be winning. Niggas that really be out there winning, they don't lie. There be no need. They be capable. Only reason why you gotta lie is because you're not capable. If you're capable, there's no need to lie. So the people that don't lie are the people who are capable. Those are the winners. The niggas that stay lying don't have a choice because they're not capable. If I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm saying anything wrong, tell me. Let's look at this poll real quick and then I'm gonna let y'all go. If I'm saying anything wrong, let me know what it is. I always look at niggas different after I know they like. It's one thing to not be telling your woman what you're doing. I'm not talking about that type. I'm not talking about that. Just so we can be clear. He didn't call the soldiers suckers or losers. That's just something that those guys just made up. Did you hear it? Is there any audio? It's not, right? Biden just said that somebody said it, and then somebody came out and said that he actually didn't say it. The person that did actually initially said that he said it, and then they were there with a ton of other people. No one else heard it. That dude was a general that got fired. So Trump fired the nigga. Then after the dude got fired, he came back and said that Trump said a thing. But there was a ton of other people that were there. No one else heard it, except for the guy that got fired. So I guess that's it, is who you want to believe on that one, right? You're not going to come up with a thing that I don't know, but you can keep trying though while I'm here. That was a general that initially said it. He got fired. After he got fired, that's when he said it, I believe. I believe it was after he got fired. He got fired. And he got fired for something, like he did something. Like he got fired for a reason. Like he didn't just get fired. It wasn't just like, you know what, I don't like your attitude. It wasn't that. Like he did a thing that he wasn't supposed to do. He was like, this isn't gonna work out no more. And he got fired. 34 people voted. The question is, do you think the Democrats are moving like communists? 65% of the people said yes, 12% of the people said no, and 24% of the people just wanted to see the results. I'm going to drop it into the chat so y'all can see it. Yeah? You got another one? Follow politics, man. You've been here for a while. You should know that I do. My fault. Some chicks there. Huh. I don't know why you was asking questions. I don't know. In any regard. I'm gonna let you go. Everybody have a blessed day. I hope everybody it's Tonight Show, right? I haven't done a Tonight Show in so long. Anyway, remember, whenever you're helping somebody else be the best them that they could be in that moment, you being the best you that you could be. So God first. Also, when we wake up tomorrow and before we go to bed tonight, we're gonna have a glass of water. That water is gonna refresh the body. It's gonna do all of the things. After about a week, you're gonna be like, oh man, I feel healthier. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bowmans. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.